Welcome to Wordpath, the show about Oklahoma Indian languages and the people who are teaching and preserving them. Our show tonight actually features 3 veteran Oklahoma Indian language teachers. We're running more excerpts from Intertribal Wordpath Society's October 19th celebration of Oklahoma Indian language and culture. Tonight we'll hear a story in Choctaw by Choctaw teacher LeRoy Seeley, some reminiscences by Oto teacher Truman Black, and some thoughts on language preservation by Creek teacher Margaret Mauldin. Let's hear LeRoy's story first.
Haledo. LeRoy Seeley is a Ojibwa. Oklahoma Aatire. Hemakma McAllister, Oklahoma on the Hemakma Amalashi Hava Ishai Panchi Hoge Atmo Hashmiji Chachi Hoge Makmat Chatayunum Pakmat Anuli Lito Anulalachi Anulima Shawiyat Shokata Ehud Bina Mafato Ishaklaje Upakigash Niptak Hemakna Shawi Hitcha Shokata Ekatokologat Aiyat Famado Shokata Akosh Shawi in Halim Bishni Makchukmane Akosh Kanemi Chi Wash Pasuwaje Pisa Chukma in Panuluga Shawi Adit Ilapa Asteha Ilahash in Habinaha Yomivash Maya Banna Akosh in Halogli to talk. It is the two of us. Tahlija, Otikma, Lawat, Ot Mashut, Tahma, Toktobi, Lashpa, Fabush, Shakma, Shahalim Besma, Takchita, Lichita, Anukapit, Bohlikma, Ekopakma, Kachimma, Yod Bashua Chikio, Emachito. Hemma Shokata Akira in Hadim Besa Achokma Beni Banna Akosh Hiria Ishuash Badil Kania Nanet it Halobit Lawachita Licha on Tok She Lo Wakad Mushot Tahana Toktobi Lashpa Ilosh Ashana Ma in Hasim Bish Achalitika Bit Odle in Hasim Bishat Lohat Wutapa Hogakosh Binile Archivat Tamahma Chichokacha Pisatoka in Hadim Bishma Al Chukbat Tahari Shidishopa Pisama Kufugoyat Atabarosh Inchuka Ontchukuatosh Kana Ayawla Wakakmat Kufaya Aka Idula Kania Sumi To Taha. The title of this story is How the Possum Got His Tail. The story goes that the raccoon had a beautiful tail, had nice designs on it. And the possum saw the tail of the raccoon, and he wanted his tail to be just like the possum or the raccoon. So the possum asked the raccoon, "How did you get your tail to be the way it is?" Well, the raccoon didn't want his secret to be told or gotten out, so he told a lie. We know what lie is, don't we? So the raccoon tells the possum, "Go and get you some bark and some vines. And I want you to take the bark and the vine and wrap your tail with it. And then you're going to go and fix a fire over here. And then you're going to stick your tail with the bark and the vine wrapped up into the fire. And the fire is going to make that pretty designs on your tail." So the possum, he said, "Okay, I'll do that." So he goes and finds some bark. He finds the twine, and he does just as the raccoon told him to. He goes and fixes fire, sticks his tail into the fire. In a few moments, he pulls it out. Raccoon told him, "Now after you have put the tail into the fire, you're going to take the bark off, and you're going to have a pretty tail just like mine." So the possum did as the raccoon had said, and so when the time came to take his tail out, he took it and slid it off, and all the hair came off of his tail. That is how the possum got his tail. Yakoki.
Next, Truman Black, who is emceeing the evening, shares some of his personal experiences teaching Oto.
If you know your language, especially with your children, you should speak your language. I think we should all be as proud of what our language is, whatever it may be. And that's one thing about what this group is about. It's kind of put together to help some of the Indian tribes who were having difficulty here some many years back now, trying to form Indian programs and how they might teach this in an educational form. Now, the Indians taught their children by talking to them and speaking to them, which we all did that. You know, we all had to speak to our children when we were, let's say, in our homeland. You didn't have to teach your language because you taught it, you spoke it, that's how you teach it. Well, so when they wanted to teach the Indian language in the schools to the different tribes that are in the area who don't speak their language, and today's youth, many of the youth don't speak the language. So in order for the schools and the government to allow that to be taught within the schools, then you had to find qualified teachers who spoke the language. So it's been a big hassle, and you know, this group here has done a great job, and when they formed it, that was their idea to help with the Indians at that time, and they had their beginning of forming a curriculum and an educational form of teaching the language. When I taught, I mentioned here me teaching an Oto language at Frontier High School up in Red Rock. When I began up there was no written books, there was no curriculum, there was no anything. And there was just a barrier of me. And I say that barrier of me because I had returned from California, hadn't spoken the language for over 40 years, 45 years, hadn't heard it. And the way I got involved again, I went back to my elders and I started to learn the songs. Well, in order to learn the songs, you have to learn the language as well. So I was reacquainting myself with something that become disassociated with it anytime it's like anything else. If you don't do it, you forget it. But you never forget enough that you can always come back to it. So that's how, when I got started up there, I went in cold turkey, so to speak. You know, they said, well, how are you going to teach it? Well, I said, I have no idea. You know, I didn't. They said, well, we got you approved, you can teach this class, and, you know, but you're going to have to show us some kind of, and I have a Bachelor of Science degree, and I had been to Teachers College, and I had about that far from getting a teacher's certificate, so I knew what they was talking about. So I just said, all right, here's what I'm going to do, you know, and I just started writing some things down, give it to him, and he said, all right, we'll send that to Education in Oklahoma, state of Oklahoma capital. Sent it up there, they approved it. Okay, hey, that's good. So I had knowledge of making a correct educational form. Okay, so I did it. We passed it, and they let me teach. Well, we went to class, and you know, he said, well, I'd like to know what you're going to be teaching in week 6. I said, I would too. I have no idea, you know. And I said, I don't know how I'm going to start my first week. So anyway, we got started, and it worked out real well. You know, I was there for a couple of years, and then the enrollment fell off. And now I'm back to the language part again. Now, I don't know why our young people are not interested in our language. I guess because it's not spoken at home. The kids I had in my class, you know, they said, well, we go home and we try to talk to our parents with what you're teaching us, and they just look at us and say, what'd you say? So, you know, they were fighting something. So the only way they could talk was to speak between, now I'm talking about my tribe, Otro tribe, with each other. And of course, being teenagers, you know, they're a little bit backward anyway. Not everybody's like me. They're tribe, you know, outspoken and jump right in front, not knowing what you're talking about. But, so the interest fell off. Naturally, my enrollment fell down, and when you do that in high school, they cut your class, or in college, same way. You don't have to meet a certain criteria, then they cut your class. Well, nevertheless, that's how we were unable to keep the class. And by the same token, like I said, with nobody speaking the language at home, you know, it's hard to hold their interest. But I give those students that did take it for the couple of years a lot of credit.
Finally, we hear from Creek teacher and lexicographer Margaret Mauldin.
I grew up in a home that only Creek was spoken. For the first part of my life, anyway, my dad could speak English, but he didn't speak English at home. And this was a blessing for me. I didn't realize it at the time that, of course, I had 4 brothers and a sister, and all 6 of us are fluent. And I'm just grateful for that. I want to welcome everybody here this evening to our little celebration, and we feel like that there's so much to celebrate in languages. There's so much in every language that you can't translate to another language. Like jokes, you always lose something. And our organization is really facing a big challenge because we've got our mindset that we're going to do everything we can to stop language loss and to preserve what we can. Now, this morning when I went out early, I could hear crows in the distance, and they were so excited. And I don't know of any cornfields around near my house. And I thought back when we used to say, wow, the crows are in the corn. They're really happy this morning. You know, you'd have to go send someone to check. Go down and shoot a gun or something, you know, then go away for a while and stay out of your corn. But I don't know what they're happy about this morning, or if they were just upset. And I heard coyotes in the distance. And this was early. And then I heard dogs. My neighbors had dogs, and I heard them barking. And chickens. You know, I could hear a rooster crowing, maybe a couple. And I thought, wow, everything's up and about this morning. I know what makes these sounds. And I got to thinking, well, we know that these are familiar sounds, and this is a comforting sound. When we know what makes a sound, we're comfortable with that because this is order. They're doing the things they should be doing. They're making the sounds that they've always made and probably will make. In our time anyway, we probably won't see any changes. And I thought about how this is like people. You have a language and it's yours. You should be proud. You should, you know, yell out or caw like the crow or bark like the dog and crow like the rooster. You know, make the sounds that indicate or that signify what you are. How would we feel if suddenly the pig started crowing like a rooster? What if the deer sounded like a dog? Cats started sounding like cows too. You know, everybody just started sounding, I mean, all the coyotes, all the animals. If they started sounding like other animals and we didn't know anymore what it was we were hearing, we wouldn't know. What if a snake started singing like birds? You know, this would be an awful thing. You'd think, is a bird singing to be a snake? So language is really, really important. And, you know, we kind of look down on animals somewhat. I mean, we feel higher than the animals, but actually, I guess they've always been smarter than us in many ways. My grandmother used to say all the time, she'd say, you know, animals are so much smarter than we are. When they start looking for a mate and they find one, you know, they build their burrow or their home, they make a place of comfort for their little ones to come. And they just have their babies and they settle down into their home life, and the mother takes care of them, maybe the father too. And this hasn't changed. She said, but we people, we have our baby first and then run around to see who we can live with, you know, till we can be on our own. So, you know, there's so much in animal life, you know, that we can look at if we slow down enough to look at these things. And I just wanted to say that, you know, these sounds that we hear now, the animal sounds, are what's left. And if we go back farther, it would really make us sad if we take the time to see how many animals are now extinct. As we look at these facts, we realize that we could have prevented this extinction. Today we go and we find this rare animal or this species, you know, that is endangered, and we just take them, get male, female, and we start breeding them again. We breed them in captivity, and we turn out more animals of this kind and until we have a lot. And we can refurbish, you know, the population this way. But languages can't be done that way. People in this country, like all of the immigrants who come here and have established families and homes and have kept their languages, some of them are finding that they're losing their language. But you know, when this happens, most of these people can go home. They can go home and the language is all around them, like the Italian and the French and the Poles and just a lot of people, the Japanese, the Chinese. But the American Indian can't do that. This is all there is. And when it's gone, it's gone forever. It's extinct. So just like the knowledge now that we could have saved a lot of the animals, we could save our languages. Awareness is the thing that it's going to take, and Indians everywhere are saying our language is dying, that until every one of us take the responsibility of saving the language, it's going to die. Wordpath Society is ready to meet that challenge, and we can't teach the languages, we can't preserve them. We have to have people that are willing to come forward and say, I need help, I want to save my language, and we have a beginning place, and we're willing to do everything we can. Our organization is the only organization in the world that will help an individual. Have you ever tried to get a grant from the state? Do you know anyone as an individual with a desire to do something, get a grant or any help, financial help from the state to do this, especially language? Because most American Indian languages are not written. There's very little material in any language. And when you go and you tell these people at the federal level, the state level, even your tribe, you have to stand there and say, well, I can teach the language because I can speak it fluently. I can read, I can write, I can teach it. And they won't prove. What do you have? You say, it's all up here. I've known it all my life. And I know what Truman's talking about. Where do you start? You have to convince people that you are able to do this. And it's the only job I know of, just right off, that you have to do it yourself. You have to show them. But the state's not going to give you the chance. The federal government's not going to give you that chance. Your tribe even, they're going to say, well, just keep doing what you're doing because it's good. It's good that you want to do this. So language workers, American Indian language workers, are really in a real bad situation. And we formed this Wordpath Society to help anyone, but especially individuals, because at this point, it's individuals who are doing language work. It's not the tribal government. Some of them say they are, that I really don't know of any that's in there saying we've got to do it, we've got to do it. It's individuals from these tribes. They just put their whole life into it, and it's a lot of work, but it's very rewarding. It's fun. It's so much fun to do this work, even as a teacher, and trying to develop ways. How do I teach this? How can I teach this? How can I share it? Tell you have so much data, that you've created yourself, and all my data is handwritten. I'm not using my computer yet. I don't know when and if I will. But I'm going to be doing this work the rest of my life. I know that. I love teaching anyone that wants to learn. And I used to say, if one person knocks on my door and says, I want to learn the Creek language, I'll do it. I'll do it.
Join us next time on Wordpath. I'm Alice Anderton, host of Wordpath. We feature the 24 languages spoken by Oklahoma Indian tribes.
Goigu hagiat all day no. Bai hang ya dome.
Edi ambahata te de juigi de kambla. Eva de la tita non de wakis na kagio.
Ise kwasu. Ise tuka nai te kwasu.
Join us for more Golden Oldies, Monday and Wednesday evenings.
Na hene yo hene, na hene yo hene, ana magwana kita wa pene madaone kita na hene yo hene na hene yo hene ana magwana kita wa pene madaone kita na hene yo hene na hene yo hene ana magwana kita wa pene madaone kita na hene yo hene na hene yo hene ana magwana kita wa pene madaone kita na hene yo hene na hene yo hene ana magwana kita wa pene madaone kita na hene yo hene na hene yo hene ana magwana kita wa pene madaone kita